All right, Greeny, Mike Tannenbaum, and Chris Canty getting up with you. And yesterday on the program, very interesting comments from Jeff Darlington talking about the potential marriage between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, where it is headed and who the responsibility lays upon. Listen to what Darlington said.
I'm starting to wonder if Sean Payton understands the assignment. He was brought to Denver as the highest paid coach, I think, just about we've ever seen. I don't know if he's making more or less than Bill Belichick, but he is getting paid exorbitant amounts of money to make Russell Wilson work. It is his job to fix Russell Wilson, not to bench him.
Fascinating. Chris Canty, do you agree?
No, I don't, G. Sean Payton was brought to Denver to win football games. And it might not look the way we all think it should when you have a $250 million quarterback. Russell Wilson last year was god-awful. And I know we want to put a lot of that on Nathaniel Hackett, but the quarterback has got to accept some of the blame. And when we start to look at Russell Wilson's career and what he's become known for, being able to make those second reaction off-schedule plays, being able to play backyard football, that is the antithesis of what Sean Payton wants to do in his offensive scheme. It's discipline, it's getting the ball out on time, playing clean football, and Russell Wilson has been known for everything but throughout his career. So I have serious doubts about whether or not this forced marriage can work. And if anybody can fix Russell Wilson, it would be Sean, but he might be beyond repair.
What do you think?
I agree with Chris and Green. Let me take you into the room that Sean Payton had with the Walton family during the interview, which is like, I will do everything I can to make Russell Wilson as good as possible, but I didn't trade for him. I didn't give him that insane contract. And we're here to win championships with or without Russell Wilson. So if he could get better the way Chris alluded to, that's wonderful. If he's not, he looked like a skilled diminished athlete a year ago. We will win without him.
So there are so many things about this that don't sit right with me. Chris, let me push back on the first piece of this, which is to say that if Russell Wilson doesn't fit into Sean Payton's offense, then this has been one of the most greatly mismanaged situations we've seen in a very long time. Bringing in Sean Payton to coach Russell Wilson and then run his own offense would be like bringing in the NBA Mike D'Antoni and saying we want to walk it up the floor and play defense. We know it doesn't work. So did the organization give up on Russell Wilson before the hiring of Sean Payton? And if they did, then are we looking at what is going to wind up being one of the worst trades we've ever seen when you consider what they paid for him and what they are paying him?
No, I don't think it's the organization giving up on Russell Wilson. I think it's Russell Wilson that's the one that has to come to the realization that he's not going to be effective being the same player he was in his 20s. Russell Wilson is 34 years old. I remember a long time ago when I was coming into the league, Howie Long told me it was like elevators. And when the elevator for your athleticism is through the roof when you come in, and your floor for your knowledge, your elevator for your knowledge base is at the bottom. And at some point they meet in the middle. That was what we saw prime Russell Wilson in Seattle. But now Russ is at the point where his athleticism is not quite what it once was, but he should have a high football acumen. He's going to have to play quarterback differently. He's going to have to be a point guard rather than being the guy that's running around scrambling all over the place. Last year, he was 6th in quarterback contacts. That can't happen, Greeny, and him stay healthy. Sean is going to have a scheme that tries to protect him. It's on Russell to buy into that scheme in order to have success.
Let me show you what Sean Payton said. Let me put a quote up here for you, Tannenbaum. And this is Sean Payton when talking about what he expects from Wilson. He said he's going to be a lot closer to those 2021 numbers than he was the 2022 numbers. The arm talent, the throws down the field. He's always thrown a really good deep ball. But I do think he's moving a lot better. And you know, there's something powerful about a guy with a chip on his shoulder. What do you think of that? The chip on the shoulder of Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that chip is still 6 feet tall because that says the height of Russell Wilson. And a little bit to Chris's point is this. People forget that Drew Brees beat Andy Roddick in tennis in high school. Drew Brees was a great foot athlete. He could move in the pocket. We didn't see that from Russell Wilson a year ago. I think Chris alluded to being contacted 6 months is illustrative of that. So unless they can protect him a lot better, and maybe they can, they try to fortify the offensive line. Garrett Bowles is coming back, hopefully healthy. But if they can't keep that pocket firm, that chip will not matter. Russell Wilson can't get out of the way, and with a bad offensive line, it's a bad combination.
So are we living in a world, Chris Canty, where this is going to be one and done for this marriage in Denver? Do you expect just one season between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson together and then something significant to change?
I don't know if it'll be one season, but I do think it could be a little bit of a bumpy ride. I don't think Russell Wilson is beyond getting benched. I was with Sean in Dallas, and Sean is having none of that celebrity quarterback business. Like, he has no problems sitting Russell Wilson on the bench if he's not playing the way that he wants. But I think that would be more of a step back rather than a reset at the position as a whole. I would be shocked if Russell Wilson is not at least a part of the quarterback room in Denver in 2024, but I do think we're in for a bumpy ride.
Yeah, Greedy, again, I see this as an opportunity. If I'm Sean Payton, once I bench Russell Wilson, they all fall in line. The guys like the Jerry Judys of the world, who he has to maximize their ability. Sean Payton is a Bill Parcells disciple. I saw it firsthand. Bench Neil O'Donnell, put in unknown guys like Ray Lucas, goes to Dallas, puts in Tony Romo, goes with Jeff Hostetler when Phil Simms. They don't care. And I'm telling you, like, Sean Payton will see this as an opportunity. The first bump in the road, he will bench Russell Wilson, and all the other Broncos will fall in line, and they'll get their quarterback next year.
All right, we will see. It sets up to be a very interesting scenario. I'll remind everyone, just look up what they gave up to get him and the amount of money they're paying him. I feel like there's a lot of responsibility to go around in a lot of different directions. And don't forget, you can watch Get Up every weekday morning on ESPN between 8 and 10 a.m. Eastern. And stay tuned for more exclusive Get Up content on YouTube as well.